welcome to Talking Swift with Meggles.
I am Jess Dolphy.
And I'm Rubee Royal.
And we're all Swifties, and we're excited to start this podcast. Welcome to the very first episode. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all things Taylor, from her music to her outfits to all the craziness.
All the Easter eggs.
For the first episode, we thought we would start by introducing ourselves and explaining more of why each of us individually likes Taylor Swift. For those who are listening in the future, we're recording this episode on January 14th, 2024.
This is going to be very in the future for everybody because it's not coming out this week.
Yeah, it's not coming out right away. It's going to come out in a little bit. A couple
Taylor
weeks.
was at a Chiefs game last night, so that was the newest thing.
So we're going to go through some of our favorites first. What is your favorite era?
Oof, okay. I thought about this a lot. And I think it's Midnight's because I do love all the looks from it were just amazing. Lover has a special hold on my heart too, but I still think Midnight's is winning out on my favorite era. It's just so pretty. Such a pretty era.
No, I agree. I think Midnight's was a really pretty era for sure.
It's kind of a cool aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
The
like
star
70s
thing is like my vibe too. So like every time she comes out with like me and her have the same star sign. So every time I see like a Sagittarius star sign on like her purse or like
I'm
she
also
has the dress
Sagittarius.
with the
We got some Sagittarius in here.
Meggles the odd one out. It's fine.
That's okay. It's hilarious because most of my really good friends are Sagittarius. But yeah, no, I love the Midnight's era as well. It's really cool looking, and I like how she promoted it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I didn't
I think
wanna
it's
go
cool
through
that she, like, instead of having it in the Lover house, it's like on top. Like she did it in the sky instead. I really like that. Because I was like, how's she going to add another room in the house?
Yeah, I was
But-
like, is it one of the boarded up rooms? What's going on?
So I thought it was kind of cool.
The
To
Lover
keep the
house is
starry
why I love
theme.
Lover because it's just so pretty to look at and so many little things in it. I love just details.
All right, what about you, Rubee? What's your favorite era?
I put down Reputation just because I really loved the whole going dark on social media and like all of the like little glitches and like the whole I love
Yeah.
the snake aesthetic. I don't know, it's just like a whole like bad bitch vibe that I just love about all the
Yeah.
snake and and then just the whole taking back her reputation and everything. I just thought it was such an iconic era that's probably my favorite at the moment.
Yeah.
These are all just my current
Yeah.
favorite,
We should also note that for most of these answers, they're probably in the moment. I know for me personally, it always changes all the time because I just love so much of her work.
It's
So,
also different that like
Mhm.
it's
They're
like
also
hard to
different.
even compare them
Yeah.
together, right? Like they're all completely different vibes except for like the sister albums
Yeah.
are pretty similar in that way. But like most of them are so different from each other that it's hard to like even just compare them side by side.
Mhm.
Plus, as she goes through her eras, we're going through our own eras. I know I was in my Reputation era, and then I was in my Lover era, and now I'm kind of like living in my Midnight's era, just vibing. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna change with where we are in our life.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true.
for sure.
My favorite era is also Reputation, and a lot of that is similar to what you said, Rubee. It's like the bad bitch vibes, and
I was in my Reputation era for a really long time.
yeah, I always come back to it because it's kind of like, well, you're gonna talk about me and you're gonna try to make me look bad no matter what. Like, you're gonna do that, and I'm just gonna, do my thing and trying to not let it faze me,
Yeah, I honestly
kind of
see it as
that.
like the era of like sticking up for yourself and just
Yeah.
like not taking shit from anybody, which I love.
Yeah.
And I carry part of that era with me for the rest of my life, as I think everyone should.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to set boundaries for yourself and all that good stuff.
That's why I like that era so much.
Yeah.
And I just love the snakes. Like I have a snake tattoo because I love snakes. So I love the whole aesthetic. of Reputation as well as the message behind it.
It's definitely a very badass era, and I've already warned like everybody in my life as soon as Rep TV drops, I'm going back into my Reputation era. Like, I don't care. I'm going back.
The vault tracks are gonna be unhinged. It's gonna be insane. I'm so excited, but we should talk about that.
Later.
Exactly.
So, what's your favorite album? Because this could be different. It doesn't have to be the same answer. So, Jess, what's your favorite album?
Funny enough, my favorite album's Reputation. I listen to it while I'm cooking. I'm dancing in the kitchen. I'm doing the Eras Tour choreography while I'm like cooking at the stove. I love that album. It's just, someone said it was the original Love album. Like, it's more of a love album than Lover. And I hear that when I'm listening to it. Falling in love, even though like you're at your lowest.
It definitely is a love album. Like, as much as people say it's the bad bitch era, it is still very much a love album.
It is the bad B era, but it's also like, come on, King of
It's
My
like
Heart,
the baddie falls in love.
Endgame, like,
yeah,
it's
I love
that,
Endgame.
that armor cracking album.
It's the baddie falling in love, you know?
Yeah.
You get to see the underneath. Yep, I agree. My favorite album, funny enough, is Midnight's right now. Reputation is definitely my like close second. I listen to both of them pretty frequently, but Midnight's just I'm just in my Midnight's era currently right now, and it came out at like a pretty like pivotal time in my life where it was like very relatable. So I just always go back to that album. So yeah, Midnight's is currently my top. Reputation is very close behind though. And when Rep TV comes out, you know, there could be a shift.
Yeah, this one's really hard for me. I always like go back and forth all over the place with this one. They all have a special place in my heart in different ways. I don't know, like 6 months ago I would have said Folklore. I keep going back and forth.
What do you listen to the most right now?
Right now I listen to all of them on shuffle. So
not helpful.
Meggles' favorite album is the Eras Tour.
Yes.
That was an album? Yeah.
I need it to be an album because I need certain mixes of certain songs.
Yeah. I would love acoustic versions of all the surprise songs that she's done thus far. That would be awesome. I need that in Is It Over Now Out of the Woods remix, like right now.
I need the Don't Blame Me going into Don't Look What You Made Me Do. I need that transition in my life.
I really need the Reputation Tours version of I Did Something Bad in Rep TV. I need it somewhere where I can stream it without it being on YouTube.
I also need Illicit Affair, the Eras Tour version. Oh, I love that version so much.
Okay, so the Eras Tour. Good choice, Meggles. Gun to your head, what would you say your favorite album is? Right now, currently. It's temporary.
First album that comes to your brain.
I don't know. I still really love Folklore, and I also really love Speak Now, Taylor's version.
Okay.
But then I also really loved Rap, and
They're
I
all
guess
good albums
currently those are probably my top two: Folklore and Speak Now, Taylor's version. Favorite song, Jess.
Currently, I'm singing Nobody No Crime like there's no tomorrow. My favorite song's actually Long Live, Taylor's version. It's definitely helping me. I know it's like a message to the fans and it's like a friendship one, but it's definitely helping me plan my wedding. How the Kingdom Light Shine Just for Me and You is the vibe I'm going for.
Nice.
I love that.
Adorable.
What about you, Rubee?
I have like a few songs that I've been listening to on repeat recently, but like there's not a whole lot of like deep meaning behind them. I just think they're really catchy, and I don't know why I've just been. But like Mastermind's been like on my brain a lot recently. All Too Well 10-minute version has been like on repeat. So I just love the lyrics in that one. Such
Poetry.
good words. Yeah, like just the wording. Oh, I just love it.
Yeah.
And then I just really love So It Goes and Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Those are like my top repeats right now. Don't know why.
That's okay.
They're just up there. And The One. I don't know why, but The One has been also really
Because it's so good.
It's just, they're so good. Those are just current favorites. They change all the time. Like, those were just within, like, the last week. I've just started listening to those more often for some reason. What about you, Meggles?
My favorite song is still
You
"You're
have one?
Losing Me."
That one is
"You're
also
Losing Me" is still
such.
my favorite. Ever since it came out, it's been my favorite.
Yeah.
That was a stab to the
It
heart.
hit me.
If that had been like, because I didn't hear about it when it when she'd first kind of dropped it or whatever, and I only heard it when it dropped on Spotify. And if it had been out when I was going through it, I would. Yeah, it's a great song and very well written, and the fact that it's got the heartbeat for CPR, genius. Because
Also,
it's literally "You're losing me," try to do CPR.
One of the
Great
authors
song.
on it, it's an anagram of capillaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's
so genius.
Heartbreak is essentially quoted as a author.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's also a really good song. I haven't been listening to it recently, but in terms of one of my favorite of her, just written more of her, I think it's a genius song. That one's definitely up there. It really just encapsulates what you're feeling in that. Yeah, if you're in a relationship like that, that's exactly the feeling that you're feeling.
That is exactly how I felt in previous relationships, and just for her to put that into words, and music along with that to make you feel even more. It gets me every time.
So I don't listen to it very often anymore because it just makes me really sad.
Yeah.
But it's a very well written song for sure. Very good choice.
What was the next question?
Favorite lyric?
Okay, I narrowed it down to two. One is really long, so I'll do that second.
Okay.
The first one is I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror.
That is a good lyric.
The other is from Marjorie. Never be so polite, you forget your power. Never wield such power, you forget to be polite. And if I didn't know better, I think you were listening to me now. If I didn't know better, I think you were still around. I feel that I always feel like I'm always talking to people in my life who have passed, and I always feel like they're listening and sending me little signs that they're listening, and that whole song resonates with me. Just such
good choices.
Really good.
Such a beautiful song.
She has so many good lyrics.
Yeah, this was hard. I literally looked up a list of the best Taylor Swift lyric from every song. I disagreed with a lot of them, but I was just trying to get an idea, and then I saw the one they picked from Marjorie. I was like, that's not my favorite line in Marjorie, and I was like, actually, I really love these lines in Marjorie.
Funny story. That's partly why I had the idea for this podcast, is because I was listening to a bunch of Taylor Swift stuff and then disagreeing with what they were saying. But I want to talk about why I disagree.
Oh yeah, I see all the tweets of all the skip lists, and I'm like,
no,
why would you skip that song? I don't understand. It's such a good song.
Every time I see the one on a skip list, I'm like, why? Who hurt you?
All right, Rubee.
So I also have two, but these are also just current ones.
Yeah.
I just think all of her lyrics are so well written. She's such a great songwriter. It's really hard to pick a few. I've narrowed it down to current two. So my first one is from Invisible String, and it's "Hell was the journey, but it brought me heaven."
Oh,
I just think that's such a beautiful line.
I love that lyric, yeah.
And then the second one is from All Too Well. "And you call me up again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest. I'm a crumpled up piece of paper lying here because I remember it all too well."
One
just
of the best.
I heard that for the first time, and I just felt like I got stabbed in the heart and crumpled up into a piece of paper.
I know. That lyric, that is one of the reasons that I have loved All Too Well for as long as I have.
I have Paladin hooked on the 10-minute version. Sometimes when
it's
we only have a 10-minute drive, he'll play that for the whole car ride.
It does not feel like 10 minutes. Somehow she made a 10-minute long song that does not feel like 10 minutes.
I know.
At all. It just flows so well. And the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, this doesn't really it just keeps going, but doesn't feel like it just keeps going on. It flows so well.
But yeah, that was a great choice, Rubee. All Too Well, for the longest time, just the regular version. Before she came out with the 10-minute, that was my favorite song for
honestly, a lot of the lyrics in that song are top tier.
So good.
There was a quiz people did online. Who wrote it, Taylor Swift or Shakespeare? Because just some of the prose she uses is just so poetic that people thought it was Shakespeare.
That's what I don't understand. Like, people who hate on Taylor Swift, like, fine, you don't actually like the music, but you can't say she's not a great songwriter.
Yeah.
Like, her lyrics are just, even if you don't enjoy the actual song, like, you can't say that she's not good at writing music.
Her imagery is just...
So what's your favorite lyrics, Meggles?
Okay, so my favorite lyric currently, I love all her lyrics. Currently, I love the lyric, I'm getting tired even for a phoenix, always rising from the ashes, mending all our gashes. That's from You're Losing Me. It resonates with me because I feel like I'm a phoenix too. So that line just hits me hard because I am tired even for a phoenix.
I'm trying to look up the actual lyric because there's like when you said that, I just thought of another lyric that always sticks out to me from You're Losing Me, and now I need to.
Mine is I wouldn't marry me either.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good one.
chronic
Pathological
people pleaser. I try not to listen to it too much because it makes me cry.
The slowest way to kill someone is not loving them enough or something. Maybe it's not from You're Losing
High
Me.
Infidelity.
Oh, that's a. I was like, I can't find it.
That
I don't know why, but I also love that lyric a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's many different ways that you can kill the one you love. The slowest way is never loving them enough.
We go.
That one, the first time I heard that, it really, like, it also hit me really hard. So I think about that line a lot as well.
Like in all the all of her songs, she has.
There's so many good lyrics.
Even if it's a song that you don't like go back and listen to a lot, there's still something that stands out to you about it, you know? Okay, so what was your favorite Eras Tour outfit, Jess?
Okay, as soon as she came out in it, that blue Speak Now dress, I screamed. I literally screamed. She looks like Cinderella, and it's just so pretty. And I was like, I want that as my wedding dress. But my very close second is the Midnight's bodysuit, the dark blue one without the cuts. I know everybody loves the cuts one. I personally like.
I see a lot of people say that they hate the cuts because it looks like cat nipples or something.
I love both.
Yeah,
I don't see it for the
one piece one. I can understand not liking the other one, but that one's definitely not my favorite. But the full dark blue bodysuit and those shoes. I said if I ever hit lotto, I'm buying those Louis Vuitton boots because my God, they are everything I want in a shoe.
So my favorites, I think it's from the Folklore set, but I haven't actually seen the Eras Tour because I haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil too much for myself. But it's like that green leafy
the green
dress that she has. I
was
love that one. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Like, it just gives, like, fairy cottage, like, whimsical.
Fairy.
And then I also love the Man pink version, just because
that one's really
I love the Man. It's just such a great song, and it just gives, like, boss bitch, you know, vibes, which I really love. Like, the whole girl boss. Love it. And then I have, like, a third one, because I love the Speak Now, the purple, like, big poofy.
Oh, yeah.
I just love that one.
Yeah.
It's just so iconic looking. Those are my three.
The first time she came out in that purple one. Oh
man.
It's so pretty.
Jaw
That
dropping.
one is, like...
I think that was the Speak Now dress I had.
I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
I think
online,
that might have
forget
been the
what I
one,
thought.
but I don't know. Just like everyone said after the concert, like you kind of forget a lot of it because
there's so much media about it, right?
And you're on such a high that
I had the purple
when
one.
you come down from the
I
high,
love it.
you kind of get amnesia. That's what tons of people have said about the concert.
Yeah, when I rewatch it, like, because I also didn't watch it before I went to see it because I wanted it to be a surprise. When I rewatch it now, I'm like, I don't remember this, but I know I saw it.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep a lot of it, like, kind of more of a surprise, but, like, there's so much, like, media of it now. Like, it's been out for so long that I've seen, like, I know lots of things that are coming and stuff, but I'm trying to keep, like, some stuff a surprise, just so.
Honestly, what you're seeing is not even. There's, like,
It's,
things
like,
that
little
happened,
tiny
and
clips, and
I was so taken aback.
I know there's definitely still gonna be things that I'm not expecting, so I'm just trying not to, like, actively look up Eras Tour things. But if I just happen to see a video, I'm gonna watch it because I love Taylor and I just love watching her in concerts.
So my outfits, you guys have already said. I was gonna say the green Folklore outfit just because I love that one so much, and green's my favorite color too, so that also
She looks so good in green.
And yeah, she does look really good in green.
Green and blonde
Looks
hair
good in every color.
I mean, that's true, but
yeah,
I find green with blonde hair is a really good combination.
Then also the Midnight's outfit that you said, Jess, and then the Speak Now purple dress. Those are my
Well, that we all have
favorite.
the same favorite.
Well, should we get into the beginning of why we like Taylor so much?
Oh no, am I starting again?
Yeah.
So I became a Taylor Swift fan actually when her first album dropped. When it came out, I just really liked it. I wasn't really a big country fan at the time, but I was like, oh, I kind of relate to this. I was a few years younger than her, so like it kind of was at a time when I was like, yeah, I kind of am going through similar things. And then I would fall in and out of the fandom, but like what really pulled me back was actually how she announced Midnight and dropping the songs and how people were dissecting it and trying to figure things out. I'm a sucker for details. And just hearing all these little details she was hiding in songs and hiding in music videos and hiding in her outfits, I was like, I gotta get into this. I gotta get back into this. Like, what the hell have I missed? And it's just been a rabbit hole ever since.
So I'm a newer Swiftie for sure, but I do remember when debut came out, I do remember being a really big fan of Our Song. I just thought that one was really catchy. So I have been like a casual fan for a lot of years. And then I really started becoming more of a fan when Reputation dropped, just because it was just such a good bad bitch era with all the good music. And then from there, it all just kind of snowballed, and then I would more just classify myself as a Swiftie when Midnight's dropped. As I kind of said earlier, it just came out at a really pivotal time in my life where it was just really relatable to what was currently going on. And then I kind of had started going back and listening to her older albums just to kind of like see what I'd missed out on with what I hadn't listened to thus far. And then by the time the Eras tour came out, I was full blown deep diving into all the Easter eggs and music videos and all of that good stuff. I haven't seen the Eras tour in person yet, but I am delusionally confident that I'm going to go to one of the Canada shows this year. But Ticketmaster hates me, and I've got waitlisted 12 times already, so... But I'm going to get tickets, and I'm going to see her. It's gonna happen.
I guess it's my turn. When she first came out, I did not really like her, to be honest, because at that point I was like really, really against country music, and I was just really not into it. And with Love Story, I really didn't like that song, and it was playing on the radio all the time and like in stores all the time and stuff. So I was one of the ones that was kind of annoyed by her for a little bit. But then, when I was going through my separation in my bad relationship, then I was listening to Pandora. I was listening to it on like shuffle or whatever, and it kept bringing up Taylor Swift songs. Then a lot of the lyrics pulled me in, and I was like, wait a second, who is this? And I was like, oh, it's Taylor Swift, what? And then I just started to get pulled in with mostly like Fearless, White Horse, Forever and Always, and songs like that. And then some of the Speak Now songs pulled me in as well. Those all really resonated with me. And so I started to become a casual fan at first, but then I just started to get hooked on her music.
You know, now that you mentioned like being annoyed and stuff with her at the beginning, I do remember a brief period where like when Shake It Off came out, and I just was like, I remember it would just play on the radio all the time, and I used to kind of just be on, like, the bandwagon of, like, oh, she's so annoying, like, that song is so annoying. I also had a small phase of, like, even recently, because my car aux cord broke, so I've only been able to listen to the radio, and all that's been out is Karma or Antihero, and those are the only two songs that she's been, like, that they've been playing of hers. There's a whole Midnight's album you can pick from if you want recent music. And then once in a while I hear Is It Over Now? And that's it. And I'm like, where are the rest of her good songs?
So
play more variety.
Is what they market as a single.
I know.
And that's where
I know
it gets annoying because it is the same songs over and over again.
I just
and if
wish
you don't
they
love
would
the
choose.
song, it's overplayed.
I hate that part of radio where it just like gets
I
overplayed and
know.
then people get annoyed and they hate Taylor because of that. And it's
Yep.
like, no, if you
I
actually
know.
listen, there's way more good songs.
I wish they were able to
Just, like,
market more songs as singles. There's so many songs to pick from, you know.
a lot of them are better than like what's being played over and over again. I mean, they're all really good songs,
Yeah,
but
they are good.
arguably there are some better songs that are not played on the radio that nobody ever hears unless you're actually a fan and like do a full deep dive of the rest of her discography, right?
So then after that, I was a fan, and I was around during the 1989 era. I was kind of like a hidden fan because a lot of people didn't like Taylor at that point. I was like I can't
Open
find the
about
right
it.
words. Yeah, I wasn't super open about how much I liked Taylor.
Well, yeah, because there's a huge stigma about like the majority of people thought she was annoying and didn't like her, and if you liked her, then you were not the right word, but it was embarrassing to be a fan of her
It
back
was.
then, right?
Yeah, and I had a couple friends that liked her, but then I had a couple friends that didn't know that I liked her and hated her, so they would talk bad about her with me there, and I was like,
It was like,
I just didn't say anything, but I was like, And then I kept it a secret that I went to the 1989 concert. I just remember like wanting to post about how excited I was, but also being like, I don't want anyone to see this.
Oh, I'm jealous. I haven't seen her in any concert yet.
That was my
I wasn't like a
first
big enough
concert.
fan. Yeah, I wasn't a big enough fan at any of the previous tours to like justify spending money on going. And I really wish I had now because it would have been so much cheaper than trying to go to Air's tour right now. But
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Reputation, and I couldn't get tickets.
that would have
Yeah,
been
I wanted to
probably
see
the tour I
Reputation
would have wanted
too.
to go to the most.
But yeah, I really wanted to go to Reputation too, but I couldn't financially at that point. Ever since I became a fan of hers, I just have been like, I've been a continuous fan of hers, but I do have to say that I haven't really gotten into like the lore and stuff of hers until more recent years. Like, because I just wasn't following all the social
It's a
media
lot.
stuff, you know. But I've been a continuous fan of her music and lyrics since I started.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would definitely want to see the Reputation tour. I see all the like videos from it and I'm like, oh, that would have been like the coolest tour to go to. So sad.
The other thing about her, which I know lots of people say this about her music and stuff, the timing of when it comes out, and she's going through something, she writes about it, and then it comes out. It comes out at the same time as other people going through stuff. And so then it resonates with you and it hits you. It's
So
just
happened
like,
with Midnights.
yeah,
for
it's
me.
just like you're going through stuff with her, you know, together. You're going through the same thing.
She writes really relatable music.
And she humanizes everything and validates all the different feelings of different situations.
I was gonna say not to get too far into it because I know Ruby hasn't seen the Eras tour, but her speech before Champagne Problems about it resonating with people and her not knowing if it was going to, because she wrote it at a time when like she couldn't perform live because it was the pandemic. Even she doesn't know how a song is going to impact people, and when you're listening to it, it either hits you full on or at some point in your life you're gonna be like, oh, this is what she meant.
Hey everyone, let's take a quick break here just to remind you that if you're enjoying the episode, please give us a rating. It also helps a lot if you share the episode. All right, now let's get back.
She has a song for every occasion. Like every single occasion of the human experience, she has a song for it.
The other thing that I realized not too long ago, one reason why some people might not get her is because her music has layers. Her lyrics have like different meanings and stuff, and sometimes it takes listening to a song several times in order for it to really hit you and be like, oh, I get what that lyric is. And then it hits you. And so it's like more work, you know? And some people might just want to be slapped in the face with it. I don't know. That's just what
And she has those songs too where it just
yeah, there are
slaps
some.
you, but I get what you mean by that. There's definitely some on my like 10th listen through, I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get it.
I also
Yeah.
think just a lot of people have hate towards her because they think that all she writes about is her ex-boyfriends. Like there's that whole thing that the media puts out that's like all she writes about is just like her ex-boyfriends and how she hates them and whatever. But there's so much more that's like not even about love. There's so much more that she writes about that they don't ever mention because they're always trying to put her in
Yeah.
a bad light, right?
Plus, like, everyone writes about their exes.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
does, but for some
I
reason
really
she's the only
don't
one that ever gets hate
understand.
for it.
Insert the man here.
Mm-hmm.
Every girl is accused of writing about her exes too much, or singing about her exes too much, or dating around too much, and I don't see
Mhm.
any of that hate towards John Mayer.
That's the one you had to.
I mean, he sings about his exes all the time.
It's okay when men do it, okay?
Yeah.
That's why I
It
love
came
the
out-
man so much.
Yeah.
And it's such a people never talk about it. It's such a great song.
It came up recently. I think they said out of 184 songs of hers, I think that's how many songs she has, 39 are about her exes.
I retweeted that. Yes.
And it's
It
like
was something like that, yeah.
that's like what, 2 albums? That's
Out
not a
of-
lot of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's sprinkled across 10
Yeah,
Yeah, like
albums.
there's so many songs that aren't even about love.
No,
Yeah.
they're just about life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there's just songs about the life, like human experience that aren't even about love or ex-boyfriends in particular.
And some songs are about murder. I have no body, no crime stuck in my head. It lives there now
Rent free.
all day. I woke up singing it. I'm like, that's not a good sign when I'm going into the woods.
In each episode, we're planning on doing a quick segment on the Swiftie news, but this will normally be towards the beginning of the episode, but today it's at the end.
Well, the most recent thing is
Like,
Taylor was at the playoff game last
Oh
night.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Freezing her ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see her like having to rub the glass to be able to see out of it?
Yeah.
I saw the video of her like just blowing air, and it was just
Yeah.
like clouds.
So there's a clip going around of when Travis took his helmet off. There was steam coming off his head just
Oh, yeah, I
from the
saw that
wind
clip,
hitting
yeah.
his head. It
So
was
I work in
crazy.
construction, and I tell you, like when it's like winter like that, when you're sweating, it's like steamy, like coming
Yeah.
off you. It's
Wow.
It
really
was
weird.
crazy. Actually, a player's helmet broke from because they warm their helmets up on the bench and they talk about how they get soft, and he hit another player in the head and his helmet cracked. A chunk of it flew off.
Oh my god.
It was crazy.
I'm just shocked they didn't wear like any sort of like long john, like thermal anything. Is that like
Travis
illegal?
did on his head.
Ted.
He did on his head. He
Interesting.
talked about it in his podcast, why they don't, and it's because it can restrict their movement and their ability to
Oh,
hold
okay.
onto the ball, so they tend to avoid wearing long sleeves.
I figured it was something about aerodynamics or
Yeah.
something, but not even like legs, like pants,
They wear pants.
but like any like sort of thermal
He
underneath.
said
Nothing.
some of them wear like scuba suits, and I was like,
Okay.
that's a little
That would
intense.
that would keep you pretty warm, I think.
Yeah.
Figured
I
that'd
don't
be-
know if they do, because I know a lot of them need to be able to like bend and like
Mhm.
have the flexibility. So I
Yeah.
guess it depends on what position you play.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I
That
guess
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
her
surprised they
jacket looks
kept the
stunning.
game. Yeah, I love the jacket. The
I
jacket was
know. Her
real
jacket-
cute.
Yeah.
The progression of 87 getting bigger.
Yeah,
They're so cute. I love them.
They actually,
I
I
love
think
them too.
someone took a picture. They started selling Chief shirts with his number but her name on the back.
Really?
Yeah, there's like crop top versions of it. I was like, I kind of want to buy one, even though I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Sounds
How
cute.
mad will my fiance be if I wear another team shirt? The same colors.
It's for Taylor, okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not wearing it for the Chiefs. I'm wearing it for Taylor.
exactly. I'm wearing it to have Swift on my back. She was very influential of me buying my jersey because my jersey is for Brock Purdy and he's number 13. This way I can support Taylor while supporting my team.
That is clever.
The only other thing that happened semi-recently was the Golden Globes.
Oh yeah, the Golden
It's
Globes.
been-
Yes, go.
And her overreacting.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. Just play the man right here.
Man,
Did you see his like apology or whatever?
that wasn't an apology.
Yeah, that's why I said or whatever,
Yeah,
because it's
that
not
was
an
a-
apology.
People just can't take a joke anymore.
It
They
was
called
supposed to
them
be the year
marshmallows, right?
because they're soft or
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
soft.
That's
When the entire room is
Yeah.
reacting that way, it's a you problem, sir. It's not a them problem, okay?
Harrison Ford looked ready to flip a table.
I don't think there was a single person who looked comfortable or like
They all
actually
looked so
laughed
uncomfortable.
genuinely in that room.
Yeah, I think they
Like
just
I've seen
had
videos
laugh
of
track.
they did. I could hear it was so clearly a laugh track, and it was just so
Yeah.
embarrassing. Like I watched
they
there's like
pan it.
TikToks of like montages of all the celebrities' reactions, and they're just all bad. Not a single person thought it was funny. So it's like, why are you not just doing a genuine apology? Read the room. It was not funny.
They should have not played the laugh track because they made it worse when they would pan around the room while playing the laugh track, and no
It was
one was
so much
clearly
worse.
laughing
That
or
makes it
smiling.
so
Right,
much
it
more
was
People have their
awkward.
head in their hands and a laugh track is playing, you're making it worse.
When everyone just silently stares at you or just sips a drink or, you know, just nobody's laughing. Everyone's just stone cold face. And then there's just this very clearly laughing track in the background as it pans over. I'm just like, that was so embarrassing for you.
And then
Oh my god.
to turn around and just call them all marshmallows, how is that gonna make it any better?
Like, I've seen so many videos come out recently of people, like, coming up with better jokes that would have actually been funny for both the Barbie joke and the Taylor
Yeah.
Swift joke.
The
And
Barbie
there's so
joke-
many better examples of things that actually would have been funny. I was like, damn, if he had said that with the right delivery, it would have been funny, but this was just not funny.
His delivery was also terrible, but the
Yeah.
Barbie
Yeah.
joke, everyone's like, that was written by a 7-year-old. It really was. Like,
Yeah.
boobies?
Boobies, really?
Barbie joke was inexcusable.
You just wanted to
Just
say
so
the
bad.
word boobies.
On
apparently.
television. Like, to say that about a movie that, what did it gross? Like, over $1 billion, and you're
Yeah.
gonna reduce it to that is just so disgusting.
It was also like the most nominated movie
Yeah! Like,
at the Golden Globes. Like,
and the entire cast was there because of nominations about this hugely successful movie, and you're just gonna reduce it to
Right.
that when Oppenheimer is also a huge movie of the year.
Yeah.
But to say a bunch of nice things about that movie and then just completely shit on the other movie, like, it's very clear that you just don't like women. Like,
play the man. Let them make a joke, but I don't want to trigger everybody's device. So, device, play the man.
his entire little set at the beginning was just tell me you hate women without telling me women. That's all it was.
The View also saying that she should have just smiled.
I know. Oh my
I
gosh.
I just want to quote, the jokes weren't funny.
I literally lost it when I saw that. What?
As a
Really
woman,
said
like,
that
A
how
was
could
woman
wrong.
you
say
do
The
that?
jokes
that.
weren't funny.
I am over fake laughing for men that think they're funny and it's just a dig at women. I don't know. We should not be
Yeah.
laughing. Props to
Yeah.
every single person in that room because
That was awkward.
I'm surprised nothing was thrown at him or like he wasn't just pulled off the stage or something.
Harrison
I'm
Ford wanted
surprised
to.
nobody started a scene.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that everybody
Harrison
just
Ford
sat there
wanted to.
silently.
He looked to his wife. If you look at the clip, he looks at his wife like, can I? Please.
Like props to every single person for keeping their composure and keeping it together and not causing
Yeah.
a scene.
I don't know
Yeah.
how Ryan
Because-
Gosling didn't either, because he looked ready.
He
to
looked
Yeah,
throw
he
ready to
looked,
fight.
he looked mad.
He was ready to throw hands.
He was so proud of that movie. Like he loved making that movie. If you watch any of the interviews, like he is Ken. Like
He made a Christmas version of the Ken song. Like, he loved that movie.
and like Greta looked so disappointed. Margot looked like the whole the internet's gonna tear you apart, sir.
She knew.
Yeah, she was just like, we don't even gotta say nothing. We're just gonna let this clip find the
Yeah.
internet and it'll do the rest. Like Taylor was the one that had the least reaction out of everybody in the room, and she's
Yeah.
the one getting the most hate. It's ridiculous.
know.
A sip of her drink.
Yeah, she took a
Because
sip
she
of her
needed
drink when there's
booze.
other people
Oh
had
my
full on like facial reactions and everything else, and yeah, she's getting
And
the
she
one.
didn't know that it was
Oh,
going to
most
pan to her, too.
The fact it did after the
Drink.
joke was they literally were like, oh yeah, the Golden Globes doesn't have as many cutaways to Taylor, and then
away
And then it
immediately
cuts to Taylor.
made the joke so even more not funny because you just immediately did the thing that you said you guys didn't do.
If I was
Right?
in that room, I would have needed a sip of alcohol too to get through that show.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't blame her for taking a sip of her drink. drink, I'm sure she was like, I wish I got a double because it's gonna
I'm
be a
surprised
long
she didn't
night.
just like completely down the entire thing in one sip, because that's what I would have done. I would just been like
Yeah.
chug.
Lord knows I felt like I needed a drink after hearing what the jokes were. I was like, oh,
Terrible.
And then the Grammys are coming up.
I can't wait to see what her outfit is gonna be.
I'm so excited.
Very
We're
excited.
very
Can we
much
also
in, like,
quickly talk about the
thought-
fact that debutation is kind of happening right now?
Oh,
That's
I
what I was
don't think
about
we
to
talked
say.
about that. Okay,
That
yeah.
her outfit for the Golden Globes was very Reputation. And I think I didn't get to see what her jewelry was last night, but people are speculating she had something on. It was Reputation themed because usually her jewelry is different.
Well,
So
I've
I'm
just
like,
seen a lot of people saying that her current outfits have been both like debut and Reputation sort of
Yeah.
coded. Like it's giving debutation.
I think she knows what she's doing, and she's trying to
She's
make us
confusing
wonder which one.
Device
Well,
play
some people are
mastermind.
theorizing they drop them both.
Yeah, that is a theory going around.
Drop everything now.
A double drop would be insane.
It would break the internet.
If it did drop at the same time, which one are you listening to first?
Reputation.
Okay, same. I saw that question. I was like, is that even a question? Reputation. What do you mean? Come on.
I may jump over to listen to our song and then jump back to Reputation,
Yeah,
but
it's like no.
I need the vault tracks. I need it.
I don't know if like when it comes out, if I should start from the beginning and listen to everything, or just skip right to the vault tracks and then go back and listen to the rest.
So when Speak Now came out, I listened to Electric Touch and Castles Crumbling, and then I went back and listened to everything else because I love Fall Out Boy and I love Haley Williams, so I was like, I need to listen to these two songs right now.
I've been doing it in order for each.
Like I want to, but I'm just gonna be so anxious to get to the vault tracks. I don't know if I could do that, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel when it actually drops. If I see the titles of the vault tracks and the titles look very intriguing, then I'm just gonna skip to the vault tracks first.
I'm also
I think
very
it's gonna depend on the
anxious
title.
about the Reputation Taylor's version, the original songs, because Reputation means so much to me. So it's like I'm super anxious about it because I love the
production
versions.
needs to be similar.
I love the versions that exist already. So it's the one I'm most anxious about.
There needs to be good bass and ready for it, or I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, I'm also super anxious about the cover. So
oh my god, I can't wait to see the cover.
That's why I really wanted her to announce it already, because I love that cover so much. That's my favorite cover by far.
I have faith that it's going to be better than the original. Because she's done it thus far, right?
Yeah. So far I've liked all her versions better than the original cover wise.
I have faith that she knows how much people love this album and is going to do it justice. I'm having faith.
I just hope one of the vault tracks is that mix of Don't Blame Me and Look What You Made Me Do, because I need it.
Yes.
I need it.
That would be awesome.
I saw someone say, like, what if she dropped, like, a sample of the voicemail in the vault track song?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm getting so excited about the vault tracks.
The Time magazine article pretty much brought it back.
Yep.
So ready for it.
I'm not ready for it.
We can get into more of those details in other episodes.
Yeah.
But
I think that's all the, like, recent stuff.
I was gonna go check Twitter and make sure.
Oh, and she Taylor Nation posted that picture.
Oh my god, yeah.
With her arms up, and the only
the
time
people
have been able to figure it, the only time people have been able to picture, like, to point it out was with the Reputation tour.
I saw a comment under that someone said it's right before she falls during Midnight Rain.
Oh,
so
interesting.
it could be that.
Like another Midnight's nod. Because it's still on, like, the Midnight stuff, because she switched back after 1989, right?
Oh, well, Taylor Nation is still 1989 pictures.
But, like, Taylor isn't, right? She's on Midnight.
Back to Midnight. Oh, this picture. The first 13th of the year.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
It was the Make-A-Wish one. She posted a picture of her doing it's like a Y with her arms, and then Taylor Nation said it's the first 13th of the year, Make-A-Wish, or something like that, right?
They also recently did the Karma Cup again.
Yes, and that was very exciting because we all know what that was hinting at. The two thumbs, and the one of them is for 1989, and one of them is for Reputation, and we got the 1989 one. It's on the 8th.
August, which
Yeah.
is the 8th month.
It's on
Yeah,
the
that was when she
it's on
announced
the
it.
8th, which is August. We got the announcement in August,
Mhm.
and then the Reputation one is on 2.
Yeah.
So we all assume it's February. But they reposted that, which is really suspicious.
Suspicious.
It's a really
Also,
weird time to post it too.
Yeah, there was also the jelly shoes post.
Yeah,
that
the
I was
jelly.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
have
what
no
is this
idea
one
what that is.
about? So I looked it up when it first came out, and jelly shoes were popular in the 80s, and I was like, well, we already got 1989.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's alluding to that. But I was wondering if maybe it was alluding to debut.
Maybe.
We were being young. I could be very wrong.
But she's in like her 1989 sort of
don't
look
know.
in that picture
Yeah.
too,
They were
right?
also kind of still popular in the 90s too.
In the picture, it looks like she has short hair and like.
Yeah, it's like the 1989 vibe. Yeah, that one threw me off. I have no idea
It's so
what
weird.
that one's for.
I
It
don't
made
know.
something, possibly. Maybe she just did it to throw us off.
Yeah, it looks like the most recent news was her singing to her own song at the game last night and dancing to the I forget what the song is called. I think it's called Swag Surf.
Oh,
Okay,
they were
when she
doing
was
the
like,
dance.
you need to
Like
calm
the
down.
wave
Yeah.
type thing, yeah.
That's the song the Chiefs play when they need to get hyped up. They didn't really need to get hyped up last night. They were winning the entire game, but like
So
it was
did
their
they win?
party song. Yeah, they won.
Okay.
They
The
really
other
don't
team
follow
only
won.
scored once. Oh, I just realized she's sitting next to Mama Kelsey.
Yep.
They're so cute.
I was trying to see her jewelry, but I can't see it. Oh my god, I just saw the gif of her leaving with Travis, and it's so cute how she looks up at him. He's like a bodyguard to her.
I mean,
There's a guy on TikTok who does videos as if he's one of Taylor's bodyguard team, and he talks about the first time when Travis kind of like, he claims he didn't push her, when he like gently glides the bodyguard away to let Taylor out of the car. It's really funny. Yeah, I can't see any of her jewelry from last night. There's like no good pictures of her hands or arms, mostly because she was bundled up. I don't blame her.
The last jewelry that I saw was the snake ring.
It doesn't look like
For
she
the
has
golden
any
gloves.
and her nails are done. I just can't see what color they are. They're either silver or gold. They're a really light color, whatever they are.
So apparently Travis commented on a picture of Taylor and Brittany, and he said, "Who's the hottie wearing number 87?"
You can tell he loves her so
He
much.
is just like hyping her up so much. I love it for her.
She deserves a man that's gonna
so
hype her
great.
up.
They hype each other up, and it's great because
It is
shows
awesome.
they're both secure in their own careers, that they don't need to not bring it up or anything. But he's like a puppy. I watch his podcast. Sometimes
Golden
he's
retriever energy.
Yeah, and sometimes they mic up the players once in a while, and whenever he's mic'd up, it's hilarious.
So next time we should be talking about the Reputation anticipation. Wear your clown makeup. Definitely come back and listen to that next week.
Like, follow, subscribe, follow us on our other socials.